What on earth do robots have to do with relationships? What correlation is there between robots and relationships? The title seemingly does not make sense, does it? Let me explain. Let's start by looking at the word robot itself. The term comes from a Czech word, robota, meaning forced labor. The word robot was first used to denote a fictional humanoid in a 1920 play, R.U.R., by Czech writer Karel Čapek. So in understanding that the word robot, the origins of the word robot, robota, meaning forced labor, do you now understand the correlation between robots and relationships? How many do not want to feel like they are slaves within their relationships? Both men and women. You see, this was a part of original feminism. Women saying they do not want to be slaves to men. But we now live in a very different time. A time where men are now saying, we do not want to be slaves to women. And I see both sides as very understandable. Who would want to be a slave to another? But you see, the concept goes deeper because of how men are treated nowadays. And how for men, marriage does seem very much like slavery. Let me also explain by using Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. And let's say in this instance, the human beings are women. Law 1. A robot must not injure a human being, or through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Law 2. A robot must obey the orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And Law 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Now you see, many men do feel like they are slaves nowadays. They do feel like they are robots, forced into labor, like they are automatons, to do what they are told, because they are the inferior ones. Men would feel like slaves because what men commit to marriages is far more than women have to commit. Some say yes, women commit their time and their efforts and so on and so forth. But men, being the security and providers that we are, we stand to always lose far more in a marriage than a woman would. Yes, one could say in more archaic times, in times long gone, yes, of course a woman marrying a man, one could say many were treated like slaves. Many, but not all. But when men get married nowadays, instantly they can now become victim to the law in many ways. Not just their own robotic laws that they have to follow these rules to be with this woman. The law being what it can take from them as a man. Their finances, their children, hope, their freedom. Many men just want a woman to be with. One that is not crazy, one that is not overbearing, one that does not have a ton of mental problems, baggage, one that actually appreciates a man for who he is, and only wants to see him improve, not deteriorate, not rust to become another used robot in this pile of used robot men that have been discarded once all of their usefulness had come to an end. A pile of slave zeros, like the classic Dreamcast game. But this is not what men want. Men expected something different, but ended up with this. One could say yes, androids do dream, but robots can only do what they are told, and what they are programmed to do. From my point of view, yes, I believe women should have all their rights, because it is very clear for men to see how they will abuse these rights. But I also believe they should have the right to do whatever they want to do with their lives. They should not have to become a slave to a man. But it's incredibly common nowadays that we are the ones that become the slaves. Not even just through the law, but even in relationships. Just to do and do so much. Just to spend and spend so much. Women nowadays are far more demanding than they have ever been. They feel beyond entitled to ridiculous levels. Many things women demand from us, they are impossible for any modern man to do. Yes, we can do many things, but we can't do everything. Many men have fallen in love, and that love has actually turned to slavery. Because not only do they have to maintain themselves, they have to maintain and carry this woman as well. Continually lift her up, make her feel special, make her feel loved. But of course many men would want to do this anyway. But when it becomes something that is now demanded of you, it's not something you can get back in return. It's something demanded of you because if you are not good enough, they will move on to another one. Always remember and never forget. I, Robot, is not something any man would want to be. I am is who many men are seeking to be. I am is who many men are trying to understand. Themselves, where they are going and who they want to be. No, indeed, women should not be slaves to us. In turn, as we should not be to them. Because as men, in modern day and times, we stand to lose far more than they do. I will end with this quote from Isaac Asimov. Violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. Life is pleasant. Death is peaceful. It's the transition that's troublesome. People who think they know everything are a great annoyance to those of us who do. Focus. Observe. Remember. The world is yours. Have a nice day. Hello. So I'm currently recording some more videos or editing some more videos. But there are some next to my head right here for you to watch in the meantime.